Hey, Tech Guy here. As you can see, I got some Grim Workshop stuff here, and this is July's Tool of the Month Club subscription. And here's the card for this month, and you can freeze that and read it if you'd like, or just listen to me talk about what's in here. And that's the back for the information. Now, start off with, even though on the card this is the last thing they talk about, got a little tin here, and it's a round tin, and they have a new line of tools, and it's the Roundabout tool line. Now this is compatible with the Exotech X-Reel, which I saw picture online of it, and it's about this diameter, probably about yay deep, and it's on the outside you can spool some fishing line, and it's a hand fishing kit. And these tools are rounded to fit into that, but if you don't have that, you have a tin that you can store your extra stuff in. So we'll start off with the tip cards. First one is the T2, and it talks about trapping, and it talks about setting up a pitfall trap, and gives you an example how to do that. And then your second tip card is gardening, and it talks about how to make a cutting and getting it to root, and then planting it to grow stuff. I use this. My wife wants to put in a magnolia tree. We got a cutting today, and I use this card to set it up. And we'll see in a few weeks if I follow the directions to see if this works. First tool for the Roundabout, they call this the eating tool. Now, I've already taken this out to try something, because they say that on the big card that I read, that this is an eating tool. The back edge here is for scraping pots and dishes and whatnot to get the stubborn food off while you're out at camp or whatever. You have a bottle opener here on the side, and then they said this is a can opener, and that it's sharp. It is very pointy. The only thing is, I went to try and open up a can with this, and again, this is only like 1 or 2 millimeters thick. Trying to open a can holding this, I would have had to have been wearing some leather gloves, because I just about cut my hand, because this is so thin, just trying to get this to poke down into the can so I could use it. So that part, kind of a fail. You do have a fork here that you could scoop food up with and eat. Might come in handy. This kind of reminds me of a hex driver here, the hole there. So it might work for that. But like I said, you need to be wearing some gloves when you're trying to use the can opener. So I kind of didn't care too much for that. The next tool that we've got, and just to show, this will fit in the can here. Wow, you can't even see it down in there. There it is. And then the next tool, come on, let's get this thing open here. Oh, there we go. This is what they call the micro spool, or micro tool. It's got some small holes in there where you can put cordage through tie it off, and then wrap it around the narrow part here. This part here reminds me on some of the other cards, tick remover. I didn't read that in the literature about it, but I think that would work. But the other holes, you could tie off your whatever type of cordage fishing line you want to use through one of the small holes there in the middle, wrap it around, and then tie it off at the at this end in order to save it. And then you could do a different type of cordage at this end, heavier fishing line, or you could use bank line at one end and fishing line at the other, or just two types of fishing line. So that would come in pretty handy, which goes with the, go ahead and put that there just so you can see it. This one is for a trapping card and fishing card. Again, I'm having a hard time getting this thing done. There we go. Close back up on me. There we go. Now, this has got these little round bits are triggers. The small pieces are triggers to go with the large piece. You have 3 triggers, and then you also have 3 fishing hooks in there, small hooks. On the card here, it shows you how to use these to do a spring snare, or you could have the hook on the end of the line in the water and have it hooked up to where you have the snare hook up, and if a fish hits the bait, this will come off your sapling or tree limb, will then snap up and set the hook, and you've caught a fish. So you could either do passive tracking or passive fishing with this setup. Now, I was looking at ordering a card that had 3 or 4 of these triggers on it. I wanted to check it out, and then I got this month, so now I get to check that out. Now, this has got the tool retention system. See if I can get this to come out here, where you have the sticky surface. Everything's connected to the card. After you get done using it and you want to store it, then just put that back in there and it stays. If you want to, and you could do it to where you wanted to stick this to the top of the can so you wouldn't lose it, you would just peel that white cover off, and then it's got a sticky material on there, tape, that you can put it to something so you don't lose it. So, but like I said, you can take the tool off and then put it back on, so it, when you get done using it, and you don't have to take the hooks out of the trigger. You can leave them in there, or you can take them out and use them for fishing. So, and that is about it. Now, like I said, I paid $20 a month for my subscription. And just to let you know what they're saying the cost of these things are, again, they're saying each one of these cards costs, if you buy them separately, $1.85. I forget how much it costs to buy a whole deck. The tin, this tin right here, is $4, $3.95 for the tin. And then Your micro tool is $5.99. The eating tool is $14.95. I don't think I would be willing to pay that much for that. And then the trapping tool is also $14.99. Now this one I think might be worth it. Carried inside a kit. You could turn this into a micro kit. It's about this. It's a little over an inch deep, and it's about 3 inches across. And that would fit in a shirt pocket. You could put your fire starting stuff in there, trapping and fishing hooks, small kits. You could get a nice little kit inside that and carry it in your pocket, especially since they've got these tools that are, if I can get this to screw on correctly. And it's a little metal kit or container. And then this is a kind of interesting, unique way to carry some cordage. Well, that's it for July's Tool of the Month Club for Grimm's Workshop. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.